Hey everyone, welcome back to another Time Traveler video, or I guess welcome to Time Traveler because this is the first episode of a recreation of Time Traveler. Actually, I think there's another one on my channel, but it isn't a good video, so don't go watch that. Watch this one. So this episode is going to be structured kind of like a update video. So I'll show you a couple things around, like the queue and what I got going first of all, and then we'll get into the updates, which I'll show you over time as I slowly add on to this recreation. So first of all, this is the big main time traveler clock that they have outside the entrance. I probably will update this a little in the next update, just because it's somewhat not realistic to the real one. We also got, oh, I forgot to turn on the audio. Hang on, let me do that real quick. The settings. I always mute the audio because sometimes it gets a little annoying, but as you can hear, we do got that clock audio in for this, which I recorded for about 5 minutes. We also got the logo for Time Traveler with a Theme Maker's Toolkit item. Got the custom soundtrack too in here. Sounds really good. Let's make our way down the queue. There's some signage that I still need to add. Go under the track, under the transfer here, and into the first building. Or first floor. This is the cattle pen, first floor. There's some signage and everything here, like Time Traveler documentation. That's cool. There used to be a picture here that got removed. They just put crates there. One thing that's cool about this room is you can look out these windows here and see a ride. Watch it go through. Like here, it's gonna come down the drop here. Look at that. Let it go. Isn't that so cool? Anyways, that's how it is in real life. So if you haven't ridden the ride, it's really cool because you can just watch the layout out the windows. Let's also go upstairs because there's a second floor here. Some more windows. You can watch it launch. Got some custom audio effects in. There's some motherboard or something here for details and just theming. Some weird gear. It looks really cool. Some signage. Again, some more windows. There's also some big gears that hang from here. There's some hanging clocks that you can look at. Those are cool. Let's go up into the final floor, which is also known as the station. Oop, going through walls and stuff here. I still need to do a lot of work on the station. There's some gears and stuff up here. This is a giant gear that also serves as an exit. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the queue and exit. The exit goes this way. Also have these nice little covers here, which are there in real life. You can see the brake run. Hear that custom audio. That's cool. And yeah, so that's about it for the queue. Let's take a look at the layout. So right out of the station, we're going to follow the train here. We got a 90-degree drop right down, straight down into some wacky terrain. You'll notice the terrain is really weird in this ride. So you got some retaining walls galore. This ride pulls up into a slowly hang time filled dive loop. Then it comes down. Going to do a high banked snappy turn to a loop around. Then you stop for a launch. This ride really isn't anything insane or intense. It's just some fun that you can experience while you're spinning. Imagine you're spinning through this layout. So you launch forward, go into an overbank, which gives some pretty good hang time. Then you fly back down into a very G-heavy part of the ride right here. Those are some really strong Gs. This is a cool element because you get some really good hang time while you're spinning, which is really fun. Go into this really cool twisted airtime hill. Loop around into I think it's a corkscrew. It might be a 0G roll. I don't know. Y'all will have to let me know on that one because I'm always super confused on that. Loop back around here, a little airtime pop into a little boost launch. Then you go into a overbank and into the final whippy turn into the brake. Pretty solid layout. Nothing crazy, like I said. In fact, the craziest element is probably this one right here, which is a twisted airtime hill, which is crazy when you're spinning. But other than that, that's the ride. I did put the transfer table and the maintenance shed. So yeah, it's really cool. So let's actually get to the next update. I'm thinking about some custom supporting, maybe some more foliage around here, maybe a fully complete queue, and yeah, let's jump into that next update now. Okay, welcome back to the second update. This is about, I want to say, 1/3 of the way through the progress in this episode. As you can see, there's a bunch more work here. We got some more trees. The queue looks a little different. There's more supports. First of all, I went ahead and fixed the Time Traveler main monument here. At the beginning of the queue, or the entrance, I think it looks a lot better, way more realistic. I really like the font that I chose here. And with the spinning kaleidoscope and the clock in the middle, I think it looks really good. So yeah, also the queue is now somewhat fully finished. All the fencing and stuff is now done around it. As you can see, it looks way better than what it did before. And you go all the way down, you go into this covering here, and you go all the way into the main building, which is cool now. There's a maintenance area here that I need to add. I haven't changed anything in there, but as you can see, all this is now brand new, as the covering wasn't even there before. So we got a lot of changes and stuff. There's still some lanterns and speakers I need to add, but I'm telling you what, this adds so much to the area now that we have a fully complete queue to go through. Also, I have been going through and adding some proximity sensors everywhere, just to kind of simulate where the audio would be, where to simulate block zones and everything. So as you can see, there's one right here for the speaker, which I think there is one right there in real life for that speaker, but it also can probably act as a block zone. So if you don't understand what that means, you don't have to. It's just basically a sensor that does a bunch of things. Going into here, I haven't really changed much. I think I may have added one support for the dive loop. That's really it. The main supports that I've been having work on is this overbank here, which I've been starting to do some of it, as you can see. There's some really weird terrain with this ride, so it's a hassle to get through. I also did, I don't remember what I had done last time, but I did this support, and right now I'm actually working on the supporting for the twisted airtime hill, which looks pretty freaking good. Going into it, look at those, yeah, that looks really good. It's also been being able to shape the terrain around it, so that looks really cool. I put some more trees there. Those might change over time, but it's just kind of get some looks of the ride. I also went and changed the flanges here on the track because I was using too big of the ones. So yeah, and then I added a couple more supports here on this overbank and finished out the final element for supporting. So for supporting, I gotta do the launches. Really, the first half of the ride needs supporting, and then the not even the last, like this portion, it just needs this little final turn here because the corkscrew's already supported. So we got the loop, the dive loop, the launches, and the first half, and then this right here to support. So there's still a bunch of work. Also, there's a bunch of retaining walls like this over here. As you can see, all this wacky terrain that will get fixed, but there's a bunch of those retaining walls. So I just gotta do a lot more research and just follow photos for more insight. I also have begun to change some of the colors here. As you can see, I used to have this green, so I've been changing it to this more bluish color, which it's still green, but it looks a lot better because that's the one I chose for this side. But that's really it for this update. I will say I did affect the speed a little bit, and it's running a lot better, as well as retracking this element a little more, so it runs a little bit smoother now. Also, the audio, it literally, I talked about this earlier, but it hits exactly as you hit that proximity sensor, which is nice. And just a fully finished queue looks really cool, and then with this at the end, we start to see some really cool details come together. So, for the next update, let's go ahead and jump to that, and you'll see that there will be a lot more progress done. So here we are for another update. As you can see, there's been a lot more work that's been happening. First thing you might notice is the shop here that's coming along. Not a ton of detail on it yet, but this is the gift shop. Still working on a sign for it. But this is Time Trader, so it's got all the gifts, and it serves as an exit as well. You'll also notice some of the fencing coming up here, the fencing around the Time Traveler, I guess, monument type thing, and then fencing down to Thunderation, which is Silver Dollar City's mine train, Arrow mine train. There is a building right here that has, actually no, it's not a building, it's the exit for Thunderation. So this fence actually goes out this way, but just for now, I think that there's no point in having that, so I might just like keep that closed. I also have this ride closed sign here because don't think I'm gonna build it, so that's just gonna stay like that. I have a test seat and everything, but in the queue here we can see it is basically done. I don't remember what I had in the last update, but it's pretty much done. I mean, even the exit itself is basically done, other than like the supporting on the path. It's pretty much done, but as you can see, yeah, there's some really cool views. We got the whole cover on, which I think I had last time, but nothing has really changed in here, so I'm not really going to go into detail. What has happened in majority, though, is the entirety of the coaster now is custom supported. So every single support is in the exact location to what it is on the ride. And I think it just looks so good. There's some views here that are just like, wow. Like, look at this view. We turn on some reshade. Woo! That looks good with that train coming around. But yeah. But because we have custom sports done, that also means that the terrain is somewhat fully finished. Because I had to shape the terrain. I mean, look at this ride. I mean, one thing I find really cool is the start from up here. Look at the terrain, how it just, from this pathway up here, it just drops all the way down to the lowest point, which is at the dive loop here, to this single point right here. I think that's absolutely crazy how it just keeps going down. So yeah, that's a really cool thing that I got. We got all the sports done. It took a really long time, but I think it's definitely worth it, and it looks fantastic. And just watching this thing off ride is really fun to do. I did do a little bit more like reshaping and smoothing because I had to with just working on the terrain and everything. I noticed, oh, there are some things that need reshaping and everything, but so I did that. Didn't really change much of the layout, but yeah, like, it's looking awesome, and there is not much more work. I did also add this little shed here. I've seen inside it, it's basically like an electronics type shed for maintenance, so that they can basically track all the launches and just power coming into, it's really just a powerhouse, power coming in from the city into these launches, because I mean these are magnetism. They pull so many volts of electricity for just like a split of a second, so you need a whole, kind of warehouse thing to manage that. And one thing I still need to do is have some paths and stuff leading to that, because there obviously is, maintenance paths and everything. So that is one of the other things I still need to do. I also did put the amphitheater in. There's an amphitheater. I'm not going to go into it, but just for kicks and giggles, I did that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think it's time to go to the final update, which will, of course, be the final product that you see. This will be I'll have a complete plaza here. We'll see what I do with, like, just a main pathway or something, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into that update. Welcome to the final update of Time Traveler. You might notice some things right off the bat here that are different than what we had last time. First of all, just the overall greenery of everything. There's a lot more trees, there's a lot more lush than we had it. This plaza right here is now just I fully enclosed it with fencing and bushes and trees and stuff, just to make it look a little more finished. There's nothing really up there, it's just, a path for the guests to spawn and everything. but I do now have a completely finished interior for Time Traders, which I still have to do the sign for that right here, and that's going to be Team TK, but I didn't feel like including that. So when y'all download this from the Steam Workshop, the sign will be right there for Time Traders and such. So yeah, I tried to get the area as close as I could without, you know, having to make more buildings and stuff for just the rest of the park. So this is what I came up with, just a fence. In real life, there's tons of buildings here. There's even like a Christmas shop here. And then there's the steam train over there and stuff. So you can't really include all that because that would be a lot more work. But yeah, we also have this cool little sign here on the back of the gift shop. It kind of connects to the exit a little bit, but we have the sign "Dream Big, Do Good" like it is in real life. And in real life, this fence actually or not fence, this path continues this way, and you can actually, there's an amphitheater over here, and then you can actually see the exit of the time traveler path, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it keeps going. So again, I just put stuff there, some fencing there, so I wouldn't have infinite work in front of me. I did add the lockers to the side of Time Traders here. I got them pretty close, to be completely honest. I'm really happy with this. Even with just things like details like that. That's how far I went into this project, as just to literally just the bumps and the lockers. Going down here, there's nothing new. I did, do more trees and stuff. Oh, I did do some more supporting on the exit path. All the way down here we're the same. I just kind of want to give one last look at this before I go. Oh, I also did do, I don't remember if I had this on the update or not, but I had the fast pass little stairway here that I added in that just connects to the top level of the queue. But yeah, that's in now. Of course, you got the crates and your clock in punch sign, your documentation sign. These windows normally look out to a theater, an amphitheater, but I decided I'm not going to work on that, so I just put some trees there. So looks really nice now. And now, as you can see, there's a lot more going on here. There's a lot more greenery, which has actually been one of the major focuses of this last update, is just literally more trees, more and more trees and plants and rocks and everything, just to try to get this project look like a final thing, which it obviously does now. All this is now complete and ready to go. I added an access door here, and even the numbers that you stand on, just to have you group up and send to the station. And then of course the station, which I don't think's changed a lot since I showed it. And then, as you can see, there's a lot more work, a lot more trees. And you can also see the backstage kind of service roads areas now more, because the trees are in. But yeah, I also put this road in. This road is actually just the Silverdar City main drag that you take to get into the park, and it passes by Time Traveler on this little hill thing. And when you're passing by, you can actually see, just barely over this fence, you can see the loop and the twisted airtime hill for a split second, and then you of course go down under the fence and you can't see it anymore. The lovely SDC terrain. But I thought I should include that because it's kind of like this thing down this road, especially when you live out of state and you kind of drive in here and that's the first time you see a roller coaster for the day. It's a cool moment. So yeah, I also tried to include the fencing here that separates Time Traveler from Thunderation. All it does is just separate the infields. So you have the Time Traveler infield and then the Thunderation infield. So in real life, Thunderation does this little turnaround thing here, and it comes right up next to this little part on Time Traveler, which is cool. But obviously I'm not recreating Thunderation. This is a Time Traveler recreation. I did include a little piece of it just for little kicks and giggles, this is the tunnel that you exit out of on Thunderation. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go watch a POV. When you come out of the helix, you come out of a huge tunnel, and you get sent into the woods and do a little turnaround thing. So, thought I'd include a little piece right there. But yeah, so yeah, one other thing I also did was add the lighting here at night, which is something I'm gonna jump into real quick. Just the nighttime lighting, which looks really good. It has these launches lit up in real life just for, I guess, safety purposes, like for evacs and such. But yeah, I think it looks really good, especially from the inside of the queue, where you can just see the launch. In fact, it's not even testing. I don't know why it's not testing. I think I may have opened it to the people and I stopped testing it, but whatever. That's okay. Y'all can come write it yourself when y'all download it from the Team TK. Looking at this, you can see the nice green and blue lighting that the station has in real life, and even the blue-ish lighting in the station. I think it looks really good. But yeah, everything is lit up fairly nicely, including the exit paths and the exit ramps. So yeah, it's a pretty decently done project, and so yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out and how everything just kind of flows together. Everything just kind of seems like it's all supposed to be there now. So yeah, it's really cool to see come together and such. Oh, I also do have, I forgot to mention this side of the exit path. There's just a ride photo sign. Again, there's a logo for Time Traders, which I'll get in there. And then this is I think this is just like a staff, so they don't have to go through the gift shop. They can just walk to the path. But yeah, so that's a complete project. I really appreciate y'all watching the video, and hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If y'all did, please like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot to the channel. There will be a POV and cinematics in a separate video, which is dropping at the exact same time this video dropped. So if you press the link in the top right corner that just popped up on the screen, it'll take you straight to that video. I didn't feel like including it in this video. I wanted it to be, a separate cinematic video. So yeah, if y'all did enjoy, go ahead and watch that one, and comment, like, and subscribe. It means a lot to the channel, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.